So you can just make your way to a lying down position. Bring the legs, the feet wide apart to the edge of your mat. And gently lie the body back. Drawing the arms away from the body. Palms are facing upwards. And we'll bring the eyes to close. Settling the body. Settling the mind. Giving yourself permission to switch off from all your worries, all your stresses for the next hour. And we'll use the breath to ground us on our mat this morning. So just place one hand on your belly and the other hand on your chest. And we'll begin to add some length and control to the breath this morning. On your next inhale, breathing deeply into the bottom of your belly. Feeling the belly expand, feeling the bottom hand rise. Exhaling, feeling the stomach contract, feeling the bottom hand fall. And just continue with a couple of rounds of this belly breath, breathing into the bottom of the belly, feeling the belly expand, exhaling, feeling the stomach contract towards the spine as you exhale. On your next inhale, again, we'll breathe into the bottom of the belly. This time, allowing the breath to rise up into the chest, the top hand. Exhaling, relaxing the chest, relaxing the belly, feeling the belly contract as you completely empty the lungs. Inhaling, feeling the belly expand as the breath rises up into the chest. Exhaling, relaxing your chest, feeling the stomach contract as you completely empty the lungs. Keeping the legs extended, join the feet together and reach the arms up over the head, getting a full body stretch. And exhale, release. We'll gently bend the knees and hug the knees in towards the chest and rock up and down on your spine. Just feel the spine loosening out on your mat. Nice and gentle with the body. And then try and rock to seated using your momentum. We'll come to a comfortable seated position at the front of our mat. Keeping the eyes closed, drawing the hands together at heart center. And just taking a moment to set an intention for your practice this morning. Asking yourself, what does your mind and body, what does it need to access this morning? Bowing the head towards the hands, opening the eyes. Namaste. To begin today's class, we'll move into a side bend. So place the left hand beside the left hip. Inhale, raise the right arm over the head. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to fold out to the left. Keeping the chest open, deep breaths. Breathing deeply into that right side body. Exhale, release, drop the right hand down, raising the left arm, inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to fold out to the right. Keeping the chest open, breathing deeply into that left side body, creating some length. And exhale, release, we'll move out to the other side again, inhaling, raising the right arm, exhaling to fold. And release, inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to fold. And release, you can drop your hand down, take a deep breath. Right hand behind the back, left arm across the right knee, inhale, extend the spine, exhale, twist out to the right. On your inhales, extend, on your exhales, twist. Turning the head to gaze over the right shoulder. Tuning into the breath. Inhaling back to center. Left hand behind the back, right arm across the left knee. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhaling to twist. Synchronizing the breath with the movement here. Inhaling to lift the chest. Exhaling to twist a little bit further. Turning the head to gaze over the left shoulder. Deep breaths into the upper back. And gently back to center. From here, we'll move to kneeling on our mats. So just come to a nice kneeling position, and we'll begin by shifting the right leg out to the side, toes facing forward. Get nice and balanced here. And then we'll drop the left hand to the mat and raise the right arm over the head. Deep breaths here, keeping that right foot engaged and reaching out through the right arm. Inhaling, coming up, right hand, right knee, raise the left arm. We'll move into a bit more fluid movement here. So when I say inhale, come up, we'll be coming into this position. And when I say exhale, release, we'll be moving down now. So exhale, release. Inhale, come up. Moving with the breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up. And place the hand down, join the knees together. We'll move out to the other side. So left leg out to the side, toes facing forward. Drop your right hand to your mat and raise your left arm over your head. Keep the left foot engaged and reach out through the left arm. Inhale, come up, left hand, left knee, raise the right arm. Our fluid movement. So exhale, release. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up. And drop the hand down. You can join the knees together. And we'll sweep the legs behind us, coming into tabletop position. Palms of the hands at the front of our mat, knees are tracking under the hips. We'll warm up the spine with a cat-cow. So moving through the vertebrae here. Inhaling as we lift the spine towards the ceiling. Drop the tailbone, chin to chest. Pushing the floor away from you to round the upper back. Deep breaths into the spine. Exhaling, dropping the belly button, lifting the tailbone, opening the chest, rolling through the spine. Inhaling, spine up, rolling vertebrae by vertebrae, drop the tailbone, chin to chest. Imagining you're pushing the floor away from you to round the upper back. Exhaling, dropping the belly button, lifting the tailbone, opening the chest, rolling through the spine. And gently coming back to a neutral spine. From here, moving into superhero pose. So extending the left leg out behind, the right arm out in front. Inhaling, lifting the left foot off the floor and pointing the left toe. Deep breaths here. Grounding down equally between that left hand and the right knee. Inhaling, right elbow, left knee. Exhale, release. Inhaling, knee to elbow. Exhale, extend. Final time, inhaling, knee to elbow. Exhale, extend. And release, drop the hand and knee back down, take a deep breath. Extending the right leg out behind, left arm out in front. Lift the right foot off the floor and point the right toes. Extending out equally between the left arm and the right leg, and grounding down equally between the left knee and the right hand. Inhaling, knee to elbow. Exhale, release. Inhaling, knee to elbow. Exhale, release. And last time, inhaling, knee to elbow. Exhale, release. And you can drop your hand and knee back down, take a deep breath. From here, we'll move into child's pose. So we'll join the big toes together behind us, shift the knees wide apart, sit the hips back towards the heels, reach the arms out ahead, and then sink the chest and forehead into the mat. Really tuning into the breath here. Deep breaths. Connecting to that diaphragm breathing again. And feeling that breath expand through the spine. Gently, we'll move back to tabletop. From tabletop, we'll get a little bit of energy into the core here. So we're going to tuck the toes, and then pressing into the hands, we're going to inhale and lift both our knees slightly off our mat. So inhaling, lifting the knees. Sucking the belly towards the spine. Exhale, release, drop the knees back down. One more time, inhaling, pressing into the hands and lifting the knees off the mat. Deep breaths. Exhale, release. From here, moving into downward facing dog. Tucking the toes, sitting the hips towards the heels, keeping the knees bent. We'll send the hips towards the sky, downward facing dog. Nice and gentle here in downward facing dog. Spreading your fingers on your mat, pedaling the feet. Inhaling, walking the hands back towards the feet, just as close as possible as you can go. And then mindfully walking the hands back out, spreading your fingers as you do so. Inhaling, hands to feet. And walking the hands back out, spreading the fingers. And then we'll walk the feet towards the hands. And once you reach the front of your mat, we'll take a bend into the knees and just allow the upper body to fold over the knees. Allowing the elbows to become heavy. Deep breaths here. Inhaling, we'll roll up through the spine, nice and gradually coming to stand. We'll now move into our sun salutation. So this will be the more advanced version. If you want to do knees, chest, and chin, that's also available. If not, you can just follow me, synchronizing the breath with the movement. So standing up nice and tall. Tuning into the breath. Inhale, raise the arms, joining the palms, looking towards the thumbs. Exhale, fold over the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, sending the chest forward, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, releasing your hands to your mat. You can step or jump your feet back into plank. Nice and strong in plank here. Bending the elbows, coming into a press-up position. Inhaling, rolling over the toes, sending the hips forward and opening the chest. Upward facing dog. Exhale, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Deep breaths here. Spreading your fingers on your mat. Distributing the weight evenly between your arms and your legs. Deep breaths. Looking between your palms, inhaling, stepping both your feet forward to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, palms on your shins, sending your chest forward. Exhale, fold over the knees. Inhale, raising your arms, joining your palms, looking towards your thumbs. Exhale, release, drop the hands down, take a deep breath. And we'll step the feet wide apart as we move into the standing asanas. So grounding into both the feet here. Deep breaths. And we'll start with the right side. So we're going to turn the right foot out 90 degrees. Taking a bend into that right knee, so the ankle and knee is in line. Right forearm, right knee. Raise the left arm over the head, keeping the chest open. Deep breaths here. Reaching out through that left arm and keeping the left foot engaged on the mat. Tuning into the breath. Inhaling, we're going to use that left hand to guide us up, keeping a bend into that right knee as we raise the arms to shoulder level. We turn the head to gaze towards the right middle finger. Deep breaths here. Reaching out through both arms equally, feeling a nice opening to the chest. Remaining strong in that left foot. Exhale, drop the right forearm to the right knee, and we'll raise the left arm over the head, coming back into side angle. Deep breaths. And inhale, come up. You can turn your foot in. Turning the left foot out 90 degrees. We'll take a bend into the left knee, so the ankle and knee is in line. Left forearm, left knee. Raise the right arm over the head, keeping the chest open. You can gaze towards that right hand, tuning into the breath. Keeping that right foot engaged and reaching out through the right hand. Inhaling, keeping a bend into that left knee, using the right arm to guide us up as we raise the arms to shoulder level, turning the head to gaze towards the left middle finger. Deep breaths. Exhale, left forearm, left knee, raise the right arm. Deep breaths. Inhaling, gently coming up, turning the foot in. And you can join the feet so they are hip distance apart. We'll move into squat pose. So keeping the feet hip distance apart, turning the feet out slightly. You can join the hands together and we'll just take a bend into the knees here and sit the hips back towards the heels. Now, if your end range is here, just stay here. Or you can try and go deeper. When you reach your end range, just try and keep the chest open and tune into the breath. Now, if you can go deep enough, if you're down here, you can use the elbows to push the knees apart and push the knees back into the elbows. Just creates a nice active stretch. Tuning into the breath. Deep breaths and pressing up to standing. Moving into tree pose. So we'll ground down into the right foot and turn the left foot out. Pick your spot on the wall or in front of your mat, and we'll lift the left foot off the floor, placing it as high up the right leg as possible, pressing the foot against the inner side of the thigh, and we'll join the hands together here. Really grounding down into that right foot. Feeling how the right foot engages into the mat. Feeling length through the spine with energy through the crown of the head. Tuning into the breath. And exhale, release, close the hip, extend the leg. Other side. So we'll ground down into the left leg and turn the right foot out. Pick your spot on the wall and then lift the right foot off the floor and place it as high up the left leg as possible, pressing the foot against the inner side of the thigh. We'll join the hands together, or you can reach the arms up over the head. Deep breaths here. Again, grounding down into that left foot, length through the spine with energy through the crown of the head. Deep breaths here. And exhale, release, close the hip, extend the leg. And we'll make our way to the front of our mat. Preparing for Utkatasana, chair pose. Standing up nice and tall. Tuning into the breath. Inhale, bend the knees and raise the arms above the head. Press the knees together and shift the weight into your heels. Feeling activation in the quads and the glutes here. Tuning into the breath. We'll move into a twist here. So remaining in chair, join the hands together. And from here, we'll twist out to the right, hooking the left elbow across the right knee. Deep breaths. Inhaling back to center, and we'll twist out to the left. Hooking the right elbow across the left knee. Deep breaths, keeping the knees drawn together. We'll come back to center and we'll raise the arms. Keeping the knees drawn together, deep breaths. And exhale, release, fold forward over the knees. With an exhale, we'll release the hands to the mat. Pressing into the hands, we'll jump the feet back into plank. And from here, we'll jump the feet back forward. Jumping the feet back. And getting a nice hop, jump the feet forward. And final time, pressing into the hands, jumping the feet back. From here, walking the feet in slightly, coming into downward facing dog, lifting the hips. Deep breaths here. We'll take an inhale and raise the right leg out behind us, three-legged dog. Taking a bend into that right knee. We're going to open up the hip here, drawing the knee out to the side. Bringing the knee back to center. We'll draw the right knee towards the nose. Deep breaths. And we'll gently step that foot between the palms. Coming into our runner's lunge here. So there's the option to drop that back knee, or you can keep it lifted for an extra challenge. From here, we can move into our twist. So there's the option to drop the left hand inside the right foot and twist out to the right. Or you can gently come up, lifting the chest, join the hands together, and then twist out to the right, hook the left elbow across the right knee. This just creates an extra challenge in the twist. Tune into the breath here, being patient with the body. Keeping the left leg engaged. And gently release. Bring the right foot with the hands. Step the right foot to meet the left foot, downward facing dog. Inhaling, raising the left leg out behind you, coming into three-legged dog. We'll take a bend into that left knee, and we're going to open up the hip by bringing the knee out to the side. Deep breaths here. Bring the knees back to center. We'll shift the weight forward into our shoulders and draw the left knee towards the nose. Deep breaths. As you step that left foot between the palms. Coming into the runner's lunge here. Tuning into the breath, getting nice and balanced. Now there's the option to come into the first twist, which is dropping the right hand inside the left foot and raising the left arm, or you can lift the chest, join the hands together, twisting out to the left, hooking the right elbow across the left knee. Keeping that right leg engaged here, it's key to help with the balance. Tuning into the breath. And exhale, release. Bring your left foot with your hands. Step the left foot to meet the right foot. Drop your knees to your mat. Child's pose for 5 deep breaths. Really tuning into the breath here. Connecting to those deep belly breaths. And gently you can make your way to seated. So coming to seated, we're just going to warm up the core here, just try and get the core engaged. So just bend the knees, drawing the heels towards the sit bones, keeping the chest lifted. And from here, we're just going to extend the arms and draw the belly button towards the knees. Now engage the core by drawing the belly button in towards the spine. And then we're just going to gently, just feel the core activate here. And then we're going to slowly, gradually allow the body to lie back. Now, don't collapse here. Try and remain strong in the core. And allow the body to come back. And once you roll into the mat, we'll come back up, doing it one more time. So you might have noticed there was just a point at which the body kind of collapsed and you fell back. Just when you meet that point this time, just try and remain strong in the core, sucking the belly button in towards the spine. So again, engaging the core, gently allowing the body to release back. Once you meet that point, really remaining strong, perhaps holding for a breath, and slowly rolling through the spine. And you can come back up. We'll move into Navasana now. So again, there's loads of different options here. Placing the hands under the knee creases and lifting the feet. You can stay here if you like. There's also the option to straighten the arms, and you can straighten the legs. Keeping the chest lifted here. Keeping the knees drawn together. Keeping the gaze focused on the toes. Deep breaths. And exhale, release. Gently crossing the legs, take a couple of deep breaths. We're going to come into Navasana again, but we're going to add a little bit of a challenge by lowering down and then coming back into the posture. If that's too difficult, you can just stay in Navasana the whole time. Remember, it's at your own pace. So from here, we're going to lift the feet, place the hands under the knee crease. From here, there's the option to straighten the arms and straighten the legs. Keeping the belly button drawn in towards the spine. Deep breaths here. Keeping the gaze focused towards the big toes. Now from here, we're going to lower down, lowering the feet, keeping the upper back off the mat. Deep breaths, and gently using the core to come back up. Deep breaths. One more deep breath and release. Cross the legs. Tuning into the breath. From here, we'll move into plank and then side plank. So from here, what we're going to do, you can just observe me for a second, is we're going to start in plank like this. And then I'm going to press, we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. And then I'm going to place the left hand in the middle of my mat, roll onto the side of my left foot, and lift the right hand. And then I'll come back into plank again for 5 breaths, and then we'll repeat on the other side, placing the right hand in the middle of the mat and raising the left arm. So coming into plank, keeping the hips lifted, remaining nice and strong here. We'll stay for 5 deep breaths. Keeping the belly button drawn in towards the spine. Now, inhaling, placing the left hand in the middle of your mat, under your eyes, rolling onto the side of your left foot, and raising the right arm, coming into side plank. Keeping the hips lifted here, grounding down into the left hand. Engaging the outer edge of your left foot. Deep breaths. Inhaling, coming back into plank for 5 breaths. Place your right hand in the middle of your mat, roll onto the side of your right foot, and raise your left arm, coming into side plank. Keeping the hips lifted, engaging the outer edge of that right foot, and grounding down into the right hand. Deep breaths. This is tricky, and release. We'll come into child's pose for 5 deep breaths. Connecting to those deep belly breaths again. And you can come back up. We're going to come to standing here. So we're going to move into a pose that is very popular in yoga. And we've done really good preparation now during the class for this. There's a few different options, so anything will be accessible here. So we're going to begin by just taking a bend into the knees and coming into the squat position again, as we did in the standing asana. Now from here, you can just place the hands in front of you, roll on to lift the heels, rolling onto the toes, and you can just get used to shifting the weight into your hands here. Just rocking from side to side, and just getting used to shifting weight into your hands. So this is how we kind of prepare for a crow. Just gets used to shifting the weight from the feet into the hands. Now, if you're very comfortable there, you can observe me here. Taking a bend into the knees, placing my hands on the mat. I'm going to take a bend into the elbows here, resting the knees just above the elbows on the tricep. And from here, I'm just going to lift one leg. A couple of deep breaths and drop it back down. Repeating on the other side, lifting the left leg. A couple of breaths, drop it back down. So just repeat a few of these rounds here. Lifting one leg, deep breaths, lifting the other leg, deep breaths. And just get used to maybe shifting the weight a little bit more forward into the hands, tuning into the breath. Once you've done 2 or 3 on each side, just take a deep breath, take a break. And you can relax as we come to a lying down position. From here, we're just going to come into happy baby just to end today's class. Nice playful posture. So rolling on to the backs. The soles of the feet are facing the ceiling, drawing the knees in towards the armpits, and rocking from side to side, tuning into the breath. Deep belly breaths here. And exhale, you can release, extending the legs as we move into the closing Shavasana. Drawing the feet wide apart to the edge of your mat and gently allowing the body to lie back. Might be a nice time just to grab a blanket or a pillow. Just creating an environment here to allow you to completely switch off and connect to yourself. Relaxing the toes. Relax the soles of your feet. Relax your heels. Relax your ankles, calves, the backs of your knees. Relax your hamstrings. Relaxing the hips, allowing them to open out like a book. Bring your attention to your hands, relaxing each of your fingers. Relaxing the thumbs. Softening the palms of your hands. Wrists. Forearms. Elbows. Upper arms. Relax your shoulders. Bring your attention to the base of your spine. Relaxing each vertebrae as you work your way up through your spine. Relaxing the neck. And relax the back of your head. Allowing the back of your head to sink into your mat. Bring your attention to your face. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the tongue. Allowing your tongue to draw away from the roof of your mouth. Softening the lips. feeling them slightly apart. Relaxing your cheeks. Relax the space around your eyes. And we'll begin to relax the eyes, allowing them to draw towards the back of your head. Allowing them to sink a little bit deeper. Relaxing the space between your eyebrows. Softening the forehead. Relaxing every single hair on the top of your head. Relaxing your entire body on your mat. From the soles of your feet to the tips of your fingers to the crown of your head. Joyful, energetic body. There's usually a part of the body we resist. It might cause us tension or pain. Just take a moment to bring your attention to this part of the body. Sending love to that part of the body. As you take a deep inhale into this part of the body, allowing it to expand. And exhaling, releasing. We will now move into silence for the next few minutes. During this silence, just try and focus on your breath as it travels through your body. Naturally, you'll become distracted. If you become distracted, without judgment of your feelings, thoughts, or emotions, bring your attention back to your breath. Gently bring your attention back to your body. Just making any movements you'd like here to wake up the body. Keeping the legs extended, we'll reach the arms up over the head and get a final full body stretch. And exhale, release. Gently, taking a bend into the knees, we'll roll over to the right hand side and make a cushion with the hand. Taking a couple of deep breaths. And gently making your way to a comfortable seated position at the front of your mat. Keeping the eyes closed and drawing the hands together at heart center. Thank you all for joining me this morning. I'm very grateful to this community for sharing your energy with me. And just taking a moment to thank everyone else for sharing their energy with you this morning. As we rub the hands together, creating heat, creating energy, placing the palms of the hands over the eyes, we'll blink the eyes open to the darkness of the palms, drawing the hands away from the eyes to the light. Namaste. Thanks very much, everyone.